Hello, my most glamorous besties. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gigi. As you can see, we have a hand in need of nails. I've already prepped. I will try to find a prep video for you and link it up in the card. But I have already prepped these because today's video is more about the new stuff that we're going to be trying. There's not a ton of things, but I'm very excited about what we've got in front of us. Full disclosure, I have already used the forms. They're in a short that you can find. It's a 4-part little thing where I did my non-dominant. So check that out. But I haven't talked about them on the channel. So I thought we'd do up a little form situation. I am super excited about this, which is the Born Pretty Magician Stamping Top Coat. I have seen a lot of clear gel stamping lately, so I had to pick something up. We went with some Born Pretty because I have had a lot of success with Born Pretty stamping products, so we're going to give this a try. Of course, the forms. These forms are, I got them on Walmart, and it seems like the brand is X-Leaf, E-X-Leaf. So we're going to try these. And then when I did the giveaway, I also bought this little set for myself, and I'm super excited to try them. They were marketed as Pat gels. So we're going to open these up, and as you can see, it comes with the little sponges and the little tool to hold them. So we're going to play with that on my nails and maybe do some testing on some blanks that I have as well. Because every time I do anything swatching, I just hang on to the nails so we can play with them later. So maybe we'll see how much we get done on me, because these are supposed to be stamping gels as well. So what I thought we would do to get started is form up one of my fingers and build a nail together. Talk about the forms and why I like or dislike them. Spoiler alert, I like them. And then we will do the magic of editing, come back and play with the gels. Okay, so let me pull one of these out, and I'm going to pop these out. I just keep them in the bag because I don't want them to get dusty, right? And we're going to use 5 of those today. All right, so here is the difference on this form compared to forms I've used before. First of all, they're so long. These are really, really long. But it's this. It's this bit right here with the cutouts. I've never had a form that had that before. So what I'm going to do is treat these like I do any other form. I'm going to take this little tab and just pop it back here. It adds a little strength for the area where you're building the nail. And then I'm just going to round it out so it fits underneath my finger really well. There we go. And that just gives you a nice shape. And then because I'm working on myself, I do just slightly push these ends together so that I can just slip it over my finger. Now I do have fatter knuckles, so I do break that, but if you have slim fingers, you probably wouldn't need to. And then I'm just going to slip this underneath the nail. And yes, there is gel on here. That's part of my prep process. Is I do normal prep and then I do a protective layer over the top, and it also just gives me a very uniform color background that I like. So, all right, once you realize that you've got it on there right, see there's no gapping there, I like to just come up and close my form. And back here too, and then I start squeezing up. Squeezing up. That's not right. Hold on. There we go. And then I squeeze up. And I start squeezing at the bottom, but I don't go all the way up. as you squeeze in here, you're going to have more room to tighten it up here. And then squeeze down again. Because, guys, I might build a nail a little longer, except I type a lot on my computer. I play World of Warcraft, and when my fingernails are too long, I'm not hitting the buttons I want to hit, especially if I'm in a fight in World of Warcraft. So I have started going shorter with my nails. As you can see, these are not short, really. They're short for me, but I've had much longer nails than this. But, you know, when you're trying to run delves and dungeons and stuff, you definitely want them a little on the shorter side. I'm not one of those chicks that can have really long nails and type well. I applaud you if you are, though. Okay, so now we've got our form on. And here's what I like about these. Having this extra little cutout lets it really sit up underneath your nail. So if you're struggling with forms, maybe try one of this kind with the little cutouts on the side, because it really, like, this feels so nice and tight and pretty. So give it a shot. You might like it. Let's go ahead and build one nail together because we're already here, right? And what we've got here is, you've already seen this on the channel. It's Light Elegance, and this is their fiber gel. I really, really like it. The one I like the most is the natural fiber because it's such a pretty color, but I'm almost out. So I need to order a bit. These are the little trial sizes. I bought 5 of them just so I could see what style of their gel I like the best. And for strength, honestly, for strength, they're all fantastic. It's a very strong product. This right here is Cool Gel, I think, and I mixed a little pink in. Pink pigments, I mean. That's part of the 4-part series. Check that out. I like the fiber one. It's just so nice when you're building a nail, but all of the ones that I've tried, I really like. I would buy any of them again. So what I'm going to do is just start with a little bit right down here where the nail extension will be, and I want to make sure that it's all painted with gels. Gel likes gel. It goes where the gel is. So if you lay down a roadmap with a slip layer like I'm doing now, your gel is naturally going to go in that area. And it will help you keep your gel from dripping, but also make it so that you don't have to be as fastidious because the gel will just meld into each other. Now I'm just going to add a little, oops, I got too much. Add a little slip layer up here. And a slip layer, like I said, it just helps tell the gel where to go. I'm going to set it down. I am not trying to get up to the cuticle. The slip layer will do that for me. And you can always grab a skinny liner brush and help direct it where you want it to go if you need that. Let's look over here on the side. And definitely don't be afraid to work in layers. Let's go ahead and take this. I'm going to dip it in. And we're going to use it to just direct things. Sometimes a skinny little brush will help you get what you want without fear of touching the sides. Okay, voiceover Gigi. Now, I finished off that nail, held it upside down, popped her in the lamp, and now through the magic of editing, as you can see, I have a full set on, and we're going to start playing with these Pat Pat gels. Spoiler alert again, I really like them a lot. They're basically just a cream gel formula, which I say but that's that really diminishes how much I actually really love pat gels, or cream gels, whatever you want to call it. But here's the thing I'm noticing with these is they're very pigmented. So if you're going to use them to polish your nail, I would be really careful with how thick you do it. Um, but honestly, I don't think they're really made for that. I made a nail that I'm going to have up on the channel tomorrow, and I used the pat gel to make an ombre, and I just patted it on there for the whole ombre, even the more opaque side. So um, they're fun, guys. They're super fun. And I can't wait for you to see that nail because it's super cute. So make sure you're watching the shorts. And if you're not, please subscribe. We just hit our goal of 1,000. So it's time to start looking toward a new goal. And I don't know, 5,000 maybe? I don't know. That seems respectable. So let's get there. Let's do it together. So I'm just playing with the pat gel. When I first pulled it out, I don't know what I was thinking. I just, started dabbing it right on the nail. You need to diffuse it a little bit. Just take it and pat it on a little palette somewhere, or the backing paper from your forms, or whatever you got handy, whatever, a dish. It doesn't matter. And then just start patting. And listen, there's a little, you can overdo it, but that's what the side with no polish on is good for, which you're going to see me attempt to do soon. I think the more you play with the pat situation, the more that you're going to get better at it. And that's true for any art technique. Let me just say, if whether you buy this kit that has the tool in it or you go just find the tool, get that little grabber tool. I'm just going to call it the grabber because that's the job that it's doing. It's grabbing. I can't tell you, I never would have thought that it would make that much of a difference. And that's why I never put it on my priority list to grab one of those. It's not that I didn't know they existed. Excuse me, guys. Allergies are crazy. Nose is crazy. Throat is crazy. It's summer in Las Vegas, and so it's dry and hot, and not good. Just not good. Anyway, I'm just going to keep patting here, but get the tool. If you have different pat gels and you don't want to buy this set, listen, I would recommend it. It's very nice, but you don't need to do it. You could just buy that tool, and I recommend the tool as much as I possibly can. It's awesome. Okay, so this is the stamping gel. Listen, there's a learning curve with this. Not that it didn't work the first time. This is literally the first time I'm picking anything up with from the stamping gel. This is the first use. I've not used it any other time but this. I'm just stressing that's how easily it worked. But the learning curve is to not pick up more than you want, or how to clean it off really well so it doesn't also transfer, because that's where I struggled, not just with this nail, as you are going to see. There's some extra around the edges, but look at how well that worked. That is the best chrome stamping of my life. Now we're going to start my nails. So, Born Pretty still, I've not had a bad experience with Born Pretty stamping products. Plates outstanding, polish outstanding. And now the stamping gel. I love it. So my recommendation is to check out some Born Pretty stuff, because you're just not going to be upset about that. And there's just, I don't know, there's nothing else to say. So what I'm using now is not by Born Pretty. It's actually by Saviland. And I have 2 codes now. I just randomly saw where I could apply for a Born Pretty code, and they gave me one. So there's Born Pretty code for their website down below. or maybe it's just a link. It might just be a link. And then also for Saviland. But guys, I don't know if they still have these polishes, which is a crime against gel polish because it's so freaking good. It is one of my favorite things I have in my collection. They're jelly, but you can definitely build. As you can see, it just builds right up to a more opaque situation. It goes from really sheer to opaque in about 3 coats. And maybe not perfectly, but it's fine. So I did my whole 5 nails in that color. Now I've chosen this blue. I held up a couple to my nail and I thought this one looked cute. And I'm just going to put it on the little thing and then dab it out, just like we did earlier. And then I'm going to apply it to the nail. There you go. That's the whole process. And it's gel. So if you don't like it, just pull it off. Try again. That's the beauty of gel. I'm going to take another drink here. Okay, after I took my drink, I paused for a second and here we go. So just keep patting. And you want to feather out the sides a little. That's really the trick to any ombre. Just lighten the sides. And I like this little holder because it makes it so easy to go ahead and just use the side that doesn't have any polish on it to help you feather that out a little bit and then concentrate the color in the middle where you want it. I'm going to do this one more time and then we'll move on to the stamping, which I have been seeing so much clear stamping with the gel on TikTok and stuff. So I've been dying to try it. I'm so glad that I ordered that because, sorry, my throat is still a little tickly, because I've just been enthralled with the videos, watching the girls do that stamping, and it looks so, so, so nice. I'm glad I picked this blue color as well because look how pretty it is on the pink. It looks great. I think any of them would have looked good, but I really am pleased with the blue. So I'm going in right now with a no wipe top coat. This one is not polish stain resistant, which I love because when I color my hair purple, it really doesn't stain it at all, which a lot of top coats really do pick up that hair color. So stain resistant for the win. And I'm just using an Aura Chrome on this. It's in a bit of a rose gold color to match the pink below it. And look at how pretty that came out. Now you're going to want to base coat this because you want to protect it, right? You're going to want to definitely protect it so that if you need to do anything to remove art that you put on top of this, you'll have your base coat to protect your chrome color. And look at that. This chrome is by Born Pretty. So it's old though. So honestly, I don't have numbers or a name of the line for you at all. I've had this for probably 6 years or more. So there's just no real way for me to give you an idea of a name on this. One thing about it though is if you put it on black, it's a little more chromy than it is aura-y. So it's a nice product. I like it a lot. Now we're coming in with our stamping. This is the Born Pretty stamping gel, and the plate is also by Born Pretty. And I'm just using my little silicone tool to put it on, scraping it, and then picking it up. And look at how well it just picks it right up. Look at that. And then we're going to put it right on there. I was noticing it's hard to see the clear through the clear. So I was just sort of eyeballing it from the side and putting it in the middle where I wanted it. I have varying degrees of success with that technique though. So any tips you have for stamping, leave them in the comment section because we all want to read about it. But the chrome sticks to it very, very nicely. I like it very much. The silver chrome, though, that is by Saviland. Their chrome is very nice. Very nice, actually. And then here we go. That stamp is a little higher than I wanted it to be, but I ain't mad at it, so I just left it. I'm not mad. Now, here's the thing. You see how I got some of the gel on my finger? That's where I think the learning curve is going to be for this kind of a product, is not getting it on your skin. So I noticed that trying to remove any excess with the card doesn't work as well as it does with regular stamping polish, so use the tape. The tape helps much more. And that'll keep you from getting it on your skin. You got to be careful though, because, it's hard to see clear on clear, but, that's part of the learning curve too, is training your eye to see it. So just practice. That's all you can do, really. And it doesn't take very much product. So I think this kind of a pot is going to last a long time. That's not a large pot, but you don't use a lot of product. So I would think it would last, depending on how you're using it. If you're in a salon situation, you probably would go through it a lot quicker. But for a home tech like me, you're going to have that forever. So now we came in with that same top coat, and now I'm putting on my oil to protect my skin, or re-nourish it rather. And here's our set. Guys, I love all these products. I love how the forms work because they've got those little cutouts, right? It makes it really go right up underneath your nail. So if you struggle with forms, give the cutouts a try. You can cut out your own as well. So if you have a bunch of forms, try that. I love the stamping polish, or the gel. It is so nice. And once I really get the hang of it, I think it's such a dream. And the Pat Pat gel, that stuff's amazing. Look at how good it looks. It's nice and pigmented, but it feathers out really, really well. And the set doesn't lie. It's really, really pretty. I love it a lot. And very on trend right now with all the aura-ness. So let us know what you think about it in the comment section below. And I just want to thank you guys so much for coming by. Don't forget to subscribe. We're going to see you next week for more awesome stuff. Until then, bye-bye. Mwah.